What are the most romantic things about Evie?
How many do you want? That is hard, because everything about Evie is romantic. Because she's just Evie. She is romance.
The most romantic thing about him? Well, he's a good listener. The best thing about being a partner is being able to listen, and that makes someone very romantic if they can really listen to you.
I think her kindness and her hopefulness is really romantic, because romance has at its heart that something beautiful is coming along the way.
Empathetic or sympathetic. I think that's pretty romantic.
Her sense of adventure, her wanting to explore the world and do new things. I think that's romantic. What'd she say about me? I don't know. Is funny romantic?
He's also very funny. That's romantic.
I don't know if funny's romantic, but maybe she said that.
The most romantic thing about me that he would say? Oh, God. What's he gonna say? That I laugh at his jokes? He likes that.
I think her kindness and her hopefulness are the top two. Hopefully she said something about my lips. Long-winded, funny lips.
I do remember our first date.
Our first date, I was down in Charleston, South Carolina. I had seen her in May.
But our first date didn't happen until almost like, that was May, and then the next Christmas.
And I thought to myself, you know, that Evie McGee seems like the kind of girl who would come home for Christmas.
We were both home visiting family, and we went on a date the day after Christmas, December 26th.
We went out to dinner that night.
And we went to dinner at a restaurant in Charleston called Marianne's. It's not there anymore.
Marianne's in Charleston. It was one of the few nice restaurants. There's a million nice restaurants in Charleston now, but this is one of the few at the time.
And I had a brand new jacket that I bought for the date. Anyway, he told this crazy story about a dream he'd had.
And the night before I had had this dream, you see. I had had this dream that had to do with her. And in the dream, I was riding horses in a race, kind of like the Palio, but this was in Spain. And when we're riding these horses bareback up this Spanish town, like on the rock at the top of the Spanish town, and through these winding streets, and the streets are very narrow, and these Spanish women wearing mantilla and veils and with high skirts, or they're kind of high stepping like quarter horses, like making the streets narrower and narrower as we have to get to the top. And I get to the top of the hill that the town is on, and it's this huge field that is mowed into a checkerboard pattern. It's a chess board. And I know that I have to play a life-size game of chess on this board against the Grand Master Valentine. I don't know who that is. But I also know that somehow this has to do with her. I wake up thinking that dream was about Evie McGee, and I don't know why. So we get to the restaurant, we sit down, we open the menus, and the very first item is Valentine of duck. And I don't know what a Valentine is.
I think he ordered for dinner a duck dish that was like Napoleon of duck or something like that. He's going to know what it is. I can't remember.
Did she tell you about this?
She said it was the Napoleon of duck.
No, it was a Valentine of duck. She doesn't remember. She doesn't love me as much as I love her. Then I did a really daring thing. I told her about this dream.
And he was like, I dreamed last night about Napoleon and this whole like chessboard kind of bizarre, Stephen, he goes off. And I just remember thinking, this is unusual, really?
No one wants to hear your dreams. No one really does. I'm sure you kind of fast forwarded through me describing that dream right now. But anyway, I told her the dream, and she handled it. She went with it.
It was so crazy. And I remember thinking, he's either really, really interesting or really crazy. And I decided that was fine. He could be a little crazy, a little interesting.
I ordered the Valentine of duck. And she asked me if I played any sports. Did she tell you that? And again, I can't believe she went on another date with me after this answer. The dream was bad enough. But I said, I play a lot of hacky sack. Which was true. At the time, I played a lot of hacky sack. I mean, strenuous, like team level hacky sack. There was no team, but team level.
But we had a really wonderful time, and then we walked all around Charleston.
We went for a walk afterwards. We walked all the way down to my mom's house and kissed on our front porch, on my family's front porch. Then we walked down to White Point Gardens, to the gazebo, same place where I asked her to marry me years later. And I said, what are you doing this week? Because I wanted to see her again.
It was a lovely first date. And then I had a date with someone else the next night, which I thought was really smart.
She had a date to go kayaking or canoeing with this wildlife photographer who I still don't like, and I can't remember his name or anything about it.
Right, because he was like, let's go out again. I was like, I can't. It was a good first date, though.
That's our first date.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.